Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. Today we're looking at Mr. Cabbagehead's Garden, a 1 to 2 player game. This is a 4K recording on how to set up, play and review. This has been illustrated and designed by Todd Sanders, and this has been the second edition. This is Ludi Creations, a highly rated game as a solo game. Takes 15 to 20 minutes to play. Now there's loads of components in here. There's 3 expansions, loads of little things too. We have some neighbour tiles. I'll talk to you about those in a moment. Everything gets tipped out, and what you're going to do is of these 24 tokens, place them face down. So let's quickly do this. Whilst I'm quickly doing this, please ensure you hit the subscribe button, the notification bell as well. This is going in the solo playlist, the multiplayer playlist, the AmassGames playlist, amongst many others. Aside from that, if you want to join the discussion over on Facebook, please find the comments are best in YouTube, but also you can find the description in YouTube to find things such as the link through for Facebook, the podcast for AmassGames as well that you can find, also photos you'll find over on Instagram, and you can support the channel via Patreon amongst many other links, including Linktree, whereby there are occasionally competitions, but they are time sensitive, so they do disappear. So in this particular game, we have Mr. Cabbagehead, and we're looking to get the most points by creating a garden of a 6x3 grid. That's going to be 6 across and 3 up. These are B tokens. There are 6 of them. You can score points. You can score 6 points if you happen to have all 6 at the end of the game. There are 4 other ways you can score too, which I'll talk to you about in a moment. So these are all going to put off to one side, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be then taking this deck of cards and seeding the deck. So we have some holidays. This is kind of like a 3-part to the game. 3 of these cards are going to kick in. Again, it does vary if you're playing it solo or as a 2. And what you're going to be doing is in the bottom 20 cards, but for now I'm just going to chuck it in somewhere. And in 21 cards above that, you're also going to chuck it in too. And don't worry about that third card. Again, it does depend on the number of players. So what we're going to be doing is revealing 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. We're also going to have some visitors visiting us. So we have 4 of these going to come out. So we have Carrot Body, we have Onion Town, we have the Beehive, which is a separate thing, and we've also got Tommy Foolgots or something like that. So what's going to happen is we're going to have a couple of these to one side, 2 for my opponent, 2 for myself as well, and I think in this case we can even have the box just in shot too. Okay, so aim of the game, like I said, to get the most points. How does it work? Well, I'm going to be presented in this case with 3 options. Now, there's 4 different ways in which the game is going to occur, whereby you are going to score. Let me take you through them. We are going to have awards of merit. So if you can have all 4 corners with the same vegetable, score 12 points. The avenue, which is how I happened to score last time, you score 14 points if your leftmost and rightmost column have the same vegetables, but they don't have to be the same for both columns. So in this case, they have, I think, lettuces and radishes. I happen to have carrots and peppers in the last game. You also score points as well. You don't have to do any of these combinations if you happen to get them in the corners. So if you happen to have 2 top left, 2 top right, 2 in the middle at the center, 14 points, or vice versa. Over here you have the Monopoly. If you have at least 5, you'll score a bonus 2 points in addition to the value of the cards as well. And then flip that over, and we also happen to have 30 points if one row has exactly 3 types of vegetables. And here each vegetable is present in only 1 row. Okay, so that's how you score, as I mentioned about the B points as well. And as long as you have at least, say for example, 1 vegetable leads to another type of the same type of vegetable, you'll score the points as well down the bottom. So of these 3 options, I have 3 choices to make. The leftmost one, I did chuck in a B token. The rightmost one won't cost me anything, and the radish one, so the rightmost one, it means I literally will take a B token and the radish as well. So at this point, I don't know what to pick, so I'll pick the radish. There are 4 radishes in the deck. So I'll take that card and place it down here in front of me for now. And in this case, of course, it gave me a B token. Now I have a choice to make. Well, firstly, we see the highest value tells us how many of these tokens are going to get revealed. So let's reveal 2 tokens, and I'll tell you how that works. So reveal 2 tokens, 1 and 2. Okay, and what those represent are some new neighbor tokens. So we have 2 out. So in this case, you need to make sure you have the respective 1 out. So you're only going to be playing with the certain ones, but there are different types. Basically, you want 6 of each type. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this case, we've got this guy over here, which looks quite similar to Carrot Body. So you have 1 of those, and we have Mr. Onion Town. Whichever we have the most of, when we hit that holiday card, is what's going to reveal its negative effect. In this case, we'll always choose to take 1 turnip or salsify or radish with the highest number. So if I've got multiple of whatever it might be, this value is 31. If it's the highest, I'm going to lose that card. Then what's going to happen is once the holiday's over, all these get turned back over, mixed up again, and again be aware of what you're picking. So now what's going to happen? I need to ditch one of these cards. So given my opponent the choice, I'll probably make sure I lose maybe this one because it scores more points. So I lose the lettuce, it's literally placed at the bottom. It always plays at the bottom for the first 2 holiday zones. After that, it's placed out of the game, and the game will end when the deck runs out. So in this case, the carrot. Now I can place it in the center, which means I'll take it for free. I can place it on the right, in which case, again, they'll have to spend, they'll get a B token. Now in this case, you cannot ever take a card if there's no B tokens left, which limits them to only 2 options. And if, of course, they have no B tokens here, then they can't take this card either. I'll give them the carrot here and then bring out 2 more. Feels like a carrot and a stick, a pepper, and a radish. Now, of course, I want the radish, but maybe they don't want me to take it. So again, they'll take the same action. So then they'll take this. And now it's my turn. So again, they need to destroy one of these. Now it's going to be the highest value, which reveals 2 more tokens. 1, 2. So again, the minute it's a tie. If it's a tie, then we do not have to worry about the negative effects. Now they need to lose one of these cards. Again, in this case, I don't know. There's more points to be gained from peppers, so discard this card. And we go one more time. Again, where they want to put the carrot, I'll leave it where it is for now. Bring out a pepper and a carrot. Now, of course, I know that it's handy to do this, but I can't take it because there's no beehive available. So I don't want to spend on a carrot, so I'll take a pepper. And I could put it next to it, I don't have to, I'll put it down here. Well, of course, you need to define where you want your 6x3 grid. Again, this is going to be the highest value, so reveal 1 token. So right now, that is in the lead. And now I need to decide, obviously, what do I want to do? I'll get rid of this card, so that goes to the bottom. And then in this case, where do I want the carrot? Just to mix it up a bit, let's place it in the center. So now carrots are cheap, but radishes come out, which means I need to spend to take it, but they can do the same as well. And we have a rutabaga. So in which case, again, you'll have to spend a token, but we can't. So you literally have 2 options. That's how the game goes. It's a very nice game. It's a lovely, it's kind of I pick, you choose, but it's more like I pick and then I'm stopping you from doing it. But more interestingly is I could make something very difficult for you to get by sticking something like, if I knew you wanted a carrot, and I really wanted a carrot, place it here, whereby at this point you can't take it. Or maybe I would stick it over here, whereby if I know they haven't got any tokens, they can't take it, but I might have B tokens. The issue then might be, is then of course on their turn, they could ditch the card, or they could stick it over here, which means I can't take it. Until of course, I took it, say it's my turn, I bought the radish by chucking in a B token, and in this case, I'd stick it obviously higher up in my display. Lovely game to play, and it's a really interesting concept. Loads of different expansion stuff that you like to see mix in as well. Loads of these neighbor tiles you can play with. Lots of interesting ways to score points. Again, you can't necessarily score it all, but it's a nice combo builder. Like the fact that obviously, you know, carrots are good, only worth 3 points, but worth 9 at the end. Again, you'll only score anything if you have at least 2 of them, again, next to each other to be scoring. Otherwise, of course, they won't score. So interesting way in how you want to puzzle it out and put it together. Again, bearing in mind which neighbor tokens could maybe be triggering, figuring out, okay, in this case, I've mainly got Mr. Onion Town out, which means do I really want to worry about carrots, whatever it might be, because it means I might be losing something next to my carrot, so I've got to be conscious of what I'm placing next to it. It has a slight bingo element, bringing stuff out too. Again, the holiday cards are nice, obviously mixes up each time the play happens. And yeah, so I very much enjoy this game. My rating, again, is higher than average for what I give it. I think I give it at least a 6.8 compared to my average rating as a 3.7. Any other questions, of course, as always, please do let me know via the comments best on YouTube. But for now, back to the table.